One thing I noticed about this 2017, this, come on, man. The vehicle's got heated and cool seats, power folding mirrors. It's got so many, and it's got vibrating seats. This, why?
Conversations with my brother. Well, that's why we have this vehicle over here. My brother got this vehicle. It's a Chevy Silverado 1500 High Country. Do you know what year it is?
17.
It's 2017. And so, as much as we do these weird and fair competitions or comparisons, we're going to drive this vehicle, and then we're going to compare it with the 2016 Infiniti QX80 over there. Are they similar? Well, in some things. Towing capacity 9,000, towing capacity 8,500. So they're both pretty capable, way better than that, way better than the sedans, but they're not exactly, you wouldn't do commercial towing with them. We considered getting trucks, by the way, and I did look at Titans, for example. Towing rating was pretty good, right at 9,000, by the way, or 10,000 for the XD. But I ended up going with an SUV. I felt like it was a little more practical for our purposes, because as much as these guys have a lot of space, 2 rows and all that, but depending on how big your family was, having a 3rd row was pretty advantageous. So that's why we went with that. And it was easier to get a more fully loaded QX80 than a Titan, so that's why. So in today's video, well, he's going to drive this. He hasn't had a chance to drive the QX80 yet, and I'd like him to. But you've driven a lot of cars. You know, when you used to work at Enterprise, you drove so many different cars. I don't think you drove a QX80 fully loaded with everything. So I'd like to see if you can tell the difference. And unfortunately, I've not had a chance to buy the Armada that I was going to get yet, but I wanted you to do a comparison on a fully loaded Armada Platinum versus what the QX80 does to see if you tell the difference. So I think our first thing is to jump in this one. You ready? Mm-hmm. Let's do it. Ooh, a remote unlocking. Ah, nice and brown, which is pretty cool because the other one is brown as well. No running boards though. It's kind of goofy. It's all good. High Country. It's gonna mean something. Ooh, brown shoes. The theme is brown today, guys. The theme is brown. That entry was a little awkward, I'm gonna say, without running boards. Focal. I don't know if I heard of it, but it's gonna mean something. The fact that it's written on there. All right, go ahead, start it. Let's hear it. Oh yeah. I couldn't help but notice. Keyblade? 2017, that's old. I like the exhaust though. Yeah. You mind if we turn off the music just so that we can, you know, cool, so we can hear it for what it is. You had it running a little while ago, right?
I did, yes.
Because I can feel the AC kicking nicely. It's beeping for me, isn't it? Okay. No, like American vehicles do HVAC pretty well. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. So we can at least hear ourselves. I could give you a route you could drive. So this route is going to give us enough time to test out, you know, just acceleration, going around a curve, and then the next exit has roundabouts, so you'll feel how the vehicle behaves. So let's go ahead and do this. And then our road over here usually has potholes and dips and all that, so I'm not 100% sure if we're going to post these videos in their entirety, but yeah. I usually say it's good to have footage and not need it. You can cut it off, then wish you had footage that you did not record. So I'm not going to limit your speeds. You just drive moderately, see whatever you feel is comfortable, you know. And we're going to try to drive the QX80 pretty much the same way. This is a what, 1500, right? 15. I can feel the rear suspension like bouncing around. I forgot to check whether it's got leaf springs, or eventually at some point manufacturers started going to independent rear suspension, you know, shocks and springs for the rear as well. So the 1500 series vehicles, the, you know, the half tons, so to say, would usually have a more compliant ride that would drive more like a sedan. You know, wait a minute, they're called half tons or quarter tons? 1500s, F-150s. Well, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The F-1500s, F-150s, and yeah.
Because I actually asked you that question.
And I feel like it gave you an answer. Well, I gave you a response. I hope it was the correct answer.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'll just let it drive. I'm not gonna mess with it.
Oh yeah, the towing and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And the manual shifting in trucks has always been one of the funkiest things for me. It's like, yeah, you think you got this. Have you ever heard of 3 on the Tree?
What in the tree?
3 on the Tree.
No.
So old car, and our grandpa had it. Remember the yellow truck, the yellow Mazda truck that was back at home? Yeah. It was a stick shift, but it was a steering column mounted stick shift. And I believe it was a 3-speed manual. Possibly, I can't remember if the reverse. My goodness, it's a lot of people in that Mustang. Yeah, it's squatting. I can't remember if reverse was also on the steering column or not. But that's what they called. If it's a 3-speed, 3 on the Tree. Then floor shift came up later. One thing I liked when I was shopping the Titan versus, you know, I just wanted an SUV that could tow every once in a while and was comfortable for the family. So when I looked at the Titan versus the QX80, I felt like the Titan had the whatever column shift.
Oh.
And I was like, yeah, I'm not sure about that. They had a lot of cool things, by the way. It's just that I suppose you could say I'm a little bit bourgeoisie, but I wanted a few more things out of my vehicle, especially when you're paying damn near $40,000, you know? Yeah. Okay, someone lost something there. Man, I'm looking at your hand like the shakes. Can you feel that? And you like it, because you're becoming a truck guy. We'll talk about your M45, by the way, considering how much you've changed from a Q50 to an M45, and now you're looking at trucks. You know, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I guess for now, let's try and enjoy this ride. I wish I could go wider with this camera. But... So you're doing about 30 miles an hour on this curve. How are you feeling about taking the curve at whatever speed you're doing?
I could not go any faster.
You don't feel like you're going any faster?
Yeah.
Comfortable speed, I like that. They're safe and comfortable. Now you're getting on it.
I feel like it's definitely a little bit slower than I would like it to be to pick up.
Man, can you feel the shake? I'm feeling it in my seat, man.
Yeah, no, it's definitely shaking.
There's a part of this that's inherent truck behavior, whereby even a brand new truck has a little bit of shaking. Oh, but this one's got the off-road tires, right?
The tires are doing it. Doing it justice.
Man, between the tires and the exhaust, I'm not sure. Man, you drove this thing for 3 hours and you still...
It was...
Man, you know what? Call me bougie, call me refined, whatever. I wouldn't do this. It's tiring already. Just being a passenger.
It's just, at least comparatively to sedans, it's not like the ride height, that's the thing.
Okay, ride height, okay.
Yeah.
And I know you said you're open to SUVs, right? While you're shopping for your next vehicle, you're open to SUVs as well. So, I guess driving the QX80 right after this is going to be... But this one is pretty well loaded. I just noticed lane departure stuff, heated and cooled seats, you know. This one's got, you can move your pedal up and down. That's really nice. Bed, light, parking sensors, lane departure warning, and this, cool seats for the passenger. Hello. Just there you go. If you wanted to eat, like, that's what it does.
Also, the other thing I'm considering, especially into the next bigger, like wanting bigger cars, is we got long legs, and I mean I can stretch
comfort. Yeah, I'm with you. Are we gonna be able to beat that person? Kind of hanging. So I'd say the next exit is what we're going for.
It actually wasn't this bad shaking when I
sometimes you don't really know how bad it is till someone as picky as I am comes in and ruins your fun.
Oh, another thing.
Yeah.
It has cylinder shut off.
Oh, it does.
Yeah,
okay. When you get to highway speeds, right?
Yeah, but it really only works whenever you're like coasting downhill.
Oh.
It shuts them off.
Let's save a few milliliters of fuel, I guess.
Do you have? Well, I guess I'm not really ever going to use that. But
yeah, what is it? What feature?
Auto, 4 high, 4 low.
For the 4-wheel drive auto. Yeah.
Okay.
You usually just leave it on auto unless you're like doing some serious rock climbing or off-roading.
Yeah.
Then you put it on full. Remember the QX4? Well, you drove the rear-wheel drive eventually, but remember the all-wheel drive one, the gold one? You had it for a little while. Man, couldn't get stuck anywhere. I love that vehicle. It's interesting with the brown in this vehicle. It's not. Let me just say it's interesting. Takes me back to brown furniture, you know, in a different way. Takes me back to grandparents' house, I guess.
Just double back.
Yes, sir.
I don't know how these guys. I don't like tinting the windshield.
The windshield.
Yeah.
I guess if you're in the truck throughout, I mean, you might look at it a little differently, but I know I have trouble seeing at night sometimes, you know. Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
No, I was saying the Ram. That's a Ram 2500.
When you start looking for trucks, like that's all you see now. So, what do you feel about the roundabout?
It's definitely very stable. Like it keeps its. It doesn't. I don't
tilt
feel
back
like
and forth. Does look like it's got aftermarket suspension though, doesn't it? Or with the lift, maybe that's part of the high country.
That's what the high country's for.
Hey, that's pretty cool.
But it's a very stable
ride.
Yeah, stable ride.
Okay.
But those, I guess I just don't like those off-road vehicles off-road tires
on street vehicles, street-driven vehicles.
Yeah, street-driven vehicles. But no, I enjoy. I enjoyed the ride height again. That was the biggest thing. The comfort, my legs, having the long legs. I appreciate being able to like
stretch out fully. Yeah. I feel you.
And that I put it all the way back, so
you can move. That's the pedal, you know.
I kind of like that, but I'd say I like the the leather seats.
Heated and cooled, yeah.
I mean, I feel like my Infiniti is still, the M45 is still better interior.
Despite being 9 years older.
9 years older. It's just kind of...
How many miles on this, by the way?
50,000.
And the M45 has 170. But still, like, feels... So we gotta say, an odd thing, one of the reasons you chose to drive this for what you're doing today, despite not needing a truck, was for fuel economy, right? It gets better fuel economy than the M45, and as a plus, it does not require premium like the M does. So if sometimes when you're going for those long trips, that consideration is fuel economy or fuel expenditure, space, toys. You know, the M45, yes, you can get some Bluetooth things to make it work, but to get this one here has a lot of media stuff. And then, as I said, you got, yards of space in the back.
You can sleep through.
Yeah, you can sleep there. You can probably sit back there and stretch your legs too. And the M45 is comfortable, yeah, but not like this. And then the other thing, you can't really put a price on this. You like the ride height. You like sitting above people. So, you can't put a price on. Well, you could, but generally, you get what you like. What you like to make work. Oh, okay. I was like, what's up with that?
And that's another thing is that, like, I mean, I kind of agree, like, with the M45. On a longer trip, I was less tired.
Yeah, because you drove it from
Vegas.
Vegas to St. Louis,
St. Louis.
almost nonstop.
Yeah, that was nonstop, and then all the way to Fort Wayne.
So that, do you know how many hours you ended up putting? 17
in total.
Yeah,
like from
when you bought it. Yeah.
No, that was like a 22-hour drive.
Dang.
Yeah.
But the M45 will let you do that. You know, you could try with this. I don't know, but
See,
I'm already complaining about being exhausted as a passenger.
And that's the other thing. With the M45,
yeah,
I did stop at like a hotel.
Yeah.
And like just slept in the back because I wasn't going to pay for the hotel, which that was...
Oh, you did? I didn't know you slept.
Yeah, I slept for like 3 hours. But...
Nice.
Hey
man, my brother's in his 20s, man. He can do this kind of stuff.
But like in the back seat, like I really couldn't
stretch
sleep.
out or anything.
Couldn't sleep comfortably. Here, I can stop on the side of the road and I sleep back there and get back and go.
That's important. They do have their own purposes, and I know you considered trading in your M45 whenever you go buy the truck, which is kind of what the previous owner did, because they bought a truck and they traded in the M45 and you were able to get it. But I don't know. I usually say, depending on what they want to offer you for the M45, if they're offering you, was it $3,000? Man, just tell them, you know, I'll keep it. It's something you'll enjoy driving. And you bought it for a certain amount of money and you've put in more money on it. I would say don't give it away, you know, unless you like things are so tough you're like boiling your shoes to eat the leather. I wouldn't sell the M45. I usually have this measure of things whereby I say, if I sell this vehicle for the money I'm being offered for a vehicle, can I turn around and buy the same vehicle or a similar vehicle? And the answer is no. Someone gives you $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, even $6,000. You cannot turn around and buy another M45 as good as yours. No, fully loaded 2008, right? It's a copy of mine. Fully loaded. You've got your sport package. You've got the technology package, and you know I forget what they call that package exactly, but you've got the surround sound. You've got the DVD player screen coming from the ceiling. Absolutely. It's fully loaded.
The systems, and I'll just say Nissans in general are. I just love their sound systems, even
because you've had Altima, you've had a Versa,
and I'd say the closest one, American-wise, the closest thing that has a better sound, like is close to that, would be like Dodge, Ram.
Yeah, they usually had Infiniti systems back in the day.
Yes.
I don't know if they got Polk audio, but I know the Titan had Polk sound system. I think it was. But this is something I've always said, because I remember getting into a GM. It was a Pontiac GT or whatever it was, the one with the 5.3 engine. It's a V8 but front wheel drive, and the sound system was like boom, boom, boom. And so what I usually say about Infiniti systems, I know some people don't like them, but they're refined. They're not punchy bass. They're not that, but they're nicely balanced.
Like if I put the bass all the way up, it's not.
It's not one of those. So I usually say, as much as all these, I mean, Audi does a good job. Mark Levinson, that is Toyota, and Lexus actually, they do a really good job with their sound system. But I think Lexus base models have better sound system than Infiniti base models. That's my experience has been that, and even the Acura one, you know, because I've had Acuras as well. And I think the Bose system does work out pretty well. The other thing, one of the reasons I've always gravitated back towards Infiniti or Nissan is I like the concept of the car. It's not the best in any one thing. It rarely is. It's not, you know, it's not the fastest, it's not the torquiest, it's not the most luxurious, it's not the best handling. You know, if you want luxury, Toyota. You want reliability, you know, Lexus, for example. You want best handling, look at BMW or look at Audi. You want, you know, prestige, or you want technology, Mercedes has that. But if you want all of that combined in one, then Infiniti's kind of fill that void for you. So that's why I always, even I've done it, I've, you know, tested. I liked way before I could afford any Infiniti back in the day, you know, when I got into the Maxima, because I looked at everything else that was in the market comparatively, and I felt like a Maxima did what I wanted. And you know, when I stepped into the Infiniti side a little bit, felt like, yeah, it exactly is what I want in a vehicle, you know. So I'm saying that because I've tried different Nissans over the years, you know, Q40, I've tried Nissan Maximas, Altimas, Infinitis, Q45s, M45s, the SUVs, and I still feel like, you know what? Yeah, and I did test, like when I was testing the trucks, I tried a Ford as well, Ford F-150, just comparing one that was almost platinum, that was just like the Titan. And I didn't like although it, you know, spun the tires, chirped the tires, still felt like the Nissan, although the Nissan interface in the Titan is very American-like. They were competing with the Ford. Yeah, it looks so much like a Platinum or like a King Ranch that, you know, like the seats and stuff. But yeah, I still felt like, you know what, I'm kind of with you a little bit. Yes, you've strayed away from what Nissan used to do, but that's why I'm going to go ahead and try a Ford, and I felt like the Nissan still did it better.
So funny that you say that I wouldn't, like I should, like I definitely, I mean, I'm still kind of considering trading it in, but
yeah,
I mean, if I had the Q50,
yeah,
that's a vehicle I definitely would have traded it in. I don't think
that is an interesting way to put it. Yeah,
because again, I mean, it had sports seats and everything, but it wasn't really fully comfortable as the M45.
Yeah, and as I said, one day we'll talk about the Q50 versus M45. I know people thought, well, I'm glad people took it as like it was. I made a video back in the day. I had a Q50. I got like a courtesy vehicle from a dealership, and I made a video Q50 versus M45. Just what's my opinion of the Q50, and you know, people kind of took it for what it was. I was hoping people would not get offended in me saying that a Q50 felt like a upscale Altima, not in the best way either. You know, it had a lot of technology, a lot of stuff on it. Yeah. But at the end of the trip, I was very excited to go back into my old Infiniti M45. You know, despite having driven a 2019 Q50 or 2018, whatever year it was.
Cramped. They put a lot of things in it that maybe wasn't necessary, but
yeah. I mean, they did have base models somewhere, you know, base.
Yeah, it's fun though. It's a fun car to whip.
Yeah.
To toss around, but also the trucks. That's what I also feel about it. It's easy to maneuver them. A little bit easy to maneuver
the trucks.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
No wrong answers, by the way. I'm just curious. I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah.
Easier to maneuver.
Easier to maneuver.
Than sedans.
No, obviously a sedan. You can't beat a sedan, but like in terms of like comparing it to an SUV at least.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Okay.
And I mean, it doesn't help that.
Does this have the cameras and stuff?
Only a backup camera.
Okay. Okay, you're saying so considering the what?
Like considering
ride height.
It, I feel like it maybe, and it's because maybe the Infiniti is just so old, but like this is just.
Oh man, yeah. Remember your M45 was power steering leak.
Yeah, so that might be it too.
So maybe. Well, but you just kind of solved that. You solved it right before coming on the trip.
It actually became a little bit simpler today. So.
All right, Chevy Silverado 1500, high country. It is high, man. It says over there, and I noticed this thing does not have running boards. So. Why didn't they ever give you a handle over here? Some cars don't give you that grab handle. So no grab handle for the driver, no running boards. But you didn't tell me that there was something that should help me exit. This one right here, right?
Yeah, it helps you exit the car.
What's it? Okay. So lowering the seat, I'm with it. Normally though, they move the seat back. This one is moving it forward. Oh, gotta keep holding, huh?
That's it.
Is that it?
That's it.
Okay. I don't know. I feel like that makes it. That's why trucks have loose steering wheels, man. I mean, my goodness, how do you get it? It was not supposed to do that. It was supposed to go the other way, right? How do you go back? No, holding it doesn't do. The memory seats? Is that
just
it?
Memory seats,
okay.
Yep.
Whoa, what happened?
Hold it in.
Oh, you gotta hold it. It's not moving. It stops when you stop?
Yep.
What's the point, man? What's the point? Guys, we'll get in. We'll make it in. Okay, high country it is. Man, we need a better handle here. This is goofy. Now see, because they don't give you running boards, you gotta slide in and slide out. Seats are gonna wear pretty badly. I don't think that's a really good thing for a truck like this. All right, that's cool. We'll find this. Hang tight, we got this. Man, dude.
Oh.
Let's go 2 levers, 2 handles.
I'm just...
It is crazy for a car, for a truck that has so much stuff. You know, memory seats, power folding mirrors, I believe is what we have here.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it does not have power tilting and extension. That's great. Tilting and telescoping. There you go. I always forget that word when I'm doing videos. The side of this seat kind of digs into my butt a little bit on my sides, but I guess I was born wide. Oh, I love that. Well, these are ugly covers, but functional. USB, and I love that.
Yeah.
Are these yours or kind of came with the car?
No, I put those on there.
Whip it, whip it, whip it, whip it. The old school one usually has a knob, so you can turn it. Yeah.
That's what I was attempting to.
It's an awkward place down here. Okay.
It was really for comfort for my hands to just hold it like that, but yeah.
Feels more uncomfortable for me, but
it's comfortable for me.
Yeah. All right, let's get to stepping. Does it have 3 flash pass?
Yeah.
Yes, it does. Happy that American vehicles have that now. Oh, it's got a little bit of pickup. Hold on. Not full pickup. Dad jokes galore. Shake.
Yeah.
A little bit of, veering off to the right. There's a little bit of it that's to be expected because the way the road is shaped. You know, and they usually shape them like that. There's a gentle slope for runoff to go off to the side, and on a highway like this, the other runoff to go off into the ditches.
Yeah.
But I had an opportunity to sit with a guy at lunch one time who was, geeked out on the details of a ditch, why ditches are where they are, what they're supposed to do, you know, how the proper way to clear snow off a road is supposed to be. It's supposed to be pushed into the ditches, and it's like, man, that's crazy. You never, you know, sitting in the right company, you could learn a lot of stuff. I'm just looking at this, realize no sunroof, but the Titan I looked at didn't have sunroof all the way back, I think. But
panoramic.
I see that. Did you see that?
Yes.
I did notice. I mean, granted, when I was looking at the Titan, when I was shopping for the Titans, I was looking for the highest trim they had, the platinum reserve, I think is what they call it. And so when I shopped with the cross-shopped with the F150, I was looking for the platinum as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, they will obviously have. They will have
panoramic.
The panoramic. I always said, you know, with a truck, sometimes just give me a flat.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want the possibility of glass. The thing is already pretty top heavy, most of them. I don't need more weight up top. You know, at the top of the highest point of the vehicle. But it's when I was jumping in from the Titan into the F150 again, it's crazy how similar they were. They had the the rear window was powered, and right now I just can't see that control here. It might have it, but
it's right here.
Oh, here. I think the other one. Yeah, I think that's exactly where the other one was too. Nope, it's the other way. Push. Then to bring it back, pull it down. Okay, so and it's this button right here. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, man. I know as a passenger I said that. Oh, okay. As a passenger I said that car was exhausting because of how much shaking it was giving and things like that. As a driver, my opinion still stands. It's a tiring car, man. Tiring vehicle. And I feel like
it's definitely not a long hauler.
Not for me, man. And I like driving, and you know, I've done some crazy drives. I think you probably have beat me on a well, I know from Vegas to Fort Wayne, Indiana was not continuous for you. You had like 2 stops, but I think I've done maybe 20, you know, going somewhere, turning around and coming back. All the stops being for gas. Yeah, I like driving, and I got to a certain point that I just started enjoying refinement. I think driving that Jaguar, you know, I mean, I had the Infiniti M's, but remember the Jaguar XJ8L? Oh, man. I said, you know what? This is it. And the Jaguar was an interesting vehicle. I'll have to make a video about it sometime. It could eat the highway miles like nothing. And you know what? Yes, it was premium fuel, but it was really good on gas. Like 30 miles per gallon on long trips. Yeah, the Jag was beast. I just turned it in because it was, or rather I sold it because it was boring. Because right at the time I had moved with it. I mean, yeah, it was boring. And number 2, I guess the air suspension had done something, and I needed to take it to a shop. And as much as I could afford to take it to a shop, it did not bode well with me to own a vehicle that I cannot completely fix myself at home. So you know, my love for it started turning a little lukewarm. And then I had just bought the M45, the 2008 M45 Sport, and yes, it was not as luxurious as the Jag, but man. So the M45 was not as luxurious as the Jag, but it was luxurious enough. And then whatever, we might look at an M45 right now and say, oh, it doesn't have features, but the Jag was kind of, it was British luxurious. You know?
Yeah.
Let's show the front now. It was British luxurious in that it did not have audio stuff, this and that, but it was nice to drive, nice sound system, you know. That's what I felt about the Jag. And so I bought the M45. It was luxurious enough, but it was very, very sporty. And I said, you know what, this is a winner right here, you know. So I decided to sell the Jag. Market on the Jag was like any proper luxury vehicle, had really dropped. And number 2, it had almost 190,000 miles. It was
I remember
right up there. And so I was, I mean, and the market, people would look at it and probably their perceptions of the Jag was not very positive. And Blue Book value wasn't very good, and plus it was a little low. Knowing what I know, man, I should have kept that car as a spare, just as a look at. Right now, we're trying to start a rental business. That Jag would have been killer, you know? This would have been it. So, oh yeah, we've eaten all the dips and turns coming over here to park the vehicle. So right now, I mean, I can't really tell whether I'm off on the grass or not, right? You think I'm close though? Oh, yep, now I'm off because I could feel a dip. But, so, oh, okay. Oh, that's really clear. I like it. Yeah. It's like looking through a phone that needs some cleaning. It's pretty clear, man. So Nissan had this issue in the past where where am I? I don't really know where I am. Okay, I can see the corner. Their cameras had a lot of tech, but when you look at it, it was not. Oh, my seat's vibrating because see, I'll take that.
Yeah, I do like that feature. Even when you veer off onto the lane departure.
Yeah, the lane departure. It uses a seat.
Yeah. Man, on the side that you're veering off to.
Oh, really?
So if you're veering off to the left, it's like whoo.
That's cool. Let's do this again. I don't know if you'll see anything over here, but we'll just. So it shows your warning on the screen. I like American cars. They do that. They stay on a little longer. You know.
Yeah.
I like that.
When you shift to drive.
When you shift to anything, yeah, I like that. So reverse, and then start backing up. It started vibrating. That's interesting.
Can hear it,
yeah, I think that can carry. Oh man, I'm just showing you the light too.
It shows you.
I don't know. I mean, maybe not being used to American vehicles. Can you show that? Maybe not being used to American vehicles, as much as it's in front of me, I don't think it's the most intuitive thing for me to do. I feel like I'd be looking right there when you start backing up. So having the warning on the center screen is a little odd. And then I just noticed this when I started driving. D, yeah, but I feel like initially I kind of went all the way to M1.
I did the same thing.
Yeah, so let's. Could you show it over here?
And also this, I don't know, I messed up too with this.
Right here. Okay, you're saying you messed up with?
I hit the tow button and I didn't realize I was towing. I was on tow.
On tow settings.
Yeah.
I think that removes your highmost gear, your overdrive gear. So I was showing on the screen there that you're in park, but then because in most vehicles when you go all the way to the end, it's drive, you have to do something to move from any other settings. I end up going to manual. And does this one self-shift from manual to 2? Does it do that, or do you have to?
No, you have to press the button.
What? Oh, the plus minus over here.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Yeah. So anyway, not terrible, but depends on how much money it is. For the same money as a Titan, I might go for the Titan. I don't know, but that's that Nissan bias with me right now speaking. But hey, I guess let's go jump in the QX80, right?
Yep.
All right.